I really do. I think K1's very good on this Faceless Void. I think KJ is very good on this Nature's Prophet. They've got a lot of like kind of comfortable picks, but I look at the IG lineup and I'm like, man, it just checks a lot of boxes. They've got a lot of control. They've got great team fight. So I'm going to lean IG here. I don't know. What about you?
I can definitely see it just taking control of the game and going from there. Monet gets space to farm, comes online, and gets really hard to kill because this Shadow Demon, I think we're going to have to watch him. Oh, okay, take that. Hold on that thought. K1 getting caught out here.
Well, it has Time Walk available, so he should get out in a nice torrent to make some space. So you're definitely lacking on that initial damage here for that level 1 fight, but we'll see if they decide to take another engagement. Both teams have some pretty good vision here, right? Like the benefit of the Nature's Prophet coming out here, getting the double ward placed on this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, one of the nice things about that level 1 teleport, which players still doing, the 75-second cooldown doesn't really hurt you at this point in the game, so you still use it to come out, place these wards.
The battle begins.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be your Shackle. They've caught the Pango for a moment, but the Shield Crash gives him a lot, but KJ is just isolated on the backside of the fight. They're trying to take down NTS, takes the Jaunts up onto the high ground, and now they will just walk back to their own sides. Bobica here still very strong on the Shaman with another Shackle available, but KJ jukes it out, gets into the trees, and he's going to be just fine.
No, it's just unfair.
This is where that cooldown teleport's a little annoying. You can't show up the lane for a while. You won't be able to have it.
It's a long walk as well. So Nature's Prophet, not a super fast hero, obviously, thanks to his mobility.
I will say there was no kill there, but Nothing to Say took a lot of damage in this mid lane. So
yeah,
he's got to be a little more careful than usual.
And Analog went with a lot of a kind of greedier build just to get to an early bottle, right? He has just 5 Iron Branches and Tangos, and NTS in a lot of trouble as Analog really punishing him on that level 2 timing. So he's either going to have to like get a couple CS here to get that bottle on time, or we might just see a kill in the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, KJ is just barely escaping. He's got a salve though, so ends up being quite nice for him.
Yeah, really cool. He could teleport home and then teleport out, but actually you see why he starts the salve. That saves his teleport to show up in other lanes. And this should be the first blood. One more attack. Second blood.
And a blood grenade, dude. That is such... Dude, these rotations are just so well played. He does lose his courier, but dude, I think you're okay with this. 2 kills. KJ TP's back to the bottom lane. Full HP, full mana. So... yeah, great bait, honestly, in this bottom lane, and good usage of the salves, like you said, allows him to rotate instead.
Yeah, really cool choice to buy that salve, knowing he wants to keep those plays available to him, and maybe an adaptation to the teleport cooldown, making sure you don't want to have to use it for regen, since they'll prevent you from making these global plays.
All right, mid lane going much better for NTS now. He's got his bottle. He's kind of regened back up. He's not doing great in the CS department, but it's not terrible. A little bit of harassment at the top lane. Faceless Void needs to be careful. They've got a spear. K1 will connect on it, or JT will connect on it, but just time walks off again. So start regenning back up here.
Shadow Demon, right now he's got to like play the lane. It's hard to leave the lane too early, but as Monet reaches the point where you can kind of just leave him alone, he's not really going to die. Shadow Demon's one of the best heroes for getting multi-stacks, and then you've got this Sven who's one of the best heroes at doing these early stacks. So I think Heroic might want to keep that in mind. Kunga could definitely steal some stacks, so could Pango. So as long as they're aware of it, keep track of where these stacks potentially show up. That could be a big play that we'll see, down the line in a few minutes.
They're doing a really good job. Actually, we're going to see some more fighting in the top lane here as in comes KJ once again. He's got another blood grenade. The time dilation just slowing him up as he's trying to just help get this kill onto Bobica. Needs one more attack. He just throws the blood grenade for the kill, and he's trapped JT with the sprout, the life drain, or the mana drain doing some work. He needs to be careful, falling very low, but they turn around with an earth spike, and they get the kill.
So close.
2 more deaths in this top lane for the side of IG, and KJ, he's going to deny himself here in just a moment.
Blood grenades, too good.
That was such a good sprout block too. Well, meanwhile, IG rotating, G2.iG, sorry, rotating to the mid lane to secure these water runes. So slowing down Analog a little bit, but he's get the bottle refill there from his Nature's Prophet.
And we see Puck has mostly caught up at this point. And I think that's pretty important. I think the whole reason they picked Puck is for his strength in the early game. So you don't want him to get screwed over by a bad like level 1 fight. So make sure to help him out with some of these runes. Make sure he gets to the point he needs to so you can start making plays around him. It's pretty big for them.
Oh, absolutely. Have we seen any stacks yet? I don't think so. I don't think X-Nova's been able to really leave bottom quite yet.
Yeah, he's been trying to help out here. He's probably reaching that point he could start moving. Now that Monet is level 4, as you get those points in Great Cleave, something you'll see him do, a lot of Svens do, is just like shove in the lane. You no longer care if it pushes because you actually can just go jungle up, and that's what frees some stacks back here. X-Nova making the first one behind the camp.
Some real deja vu here in the top lane, as is a third rotation out from KJ, helps secure the kill. Honestly, he was more of just a kind of an emotional support there for his team. He TPs in, he like forces him to throw the Hex and the shackles while he just ends up getting the kill on the Faceless Void. But I mean, this is a great start for your Faceless Void, right? 2-0-3. He doesn't have a lot of CS, right? Because they've been fighting a ton, but it's not like he's struggling. He's right there with the Sven.
And right now, all the cores are relatively close together, except this Mars, who has been on the receiving end of all these Nature's ganks.
Yeah. They end up bringing Bobica bottom, so he's like, all right, I die top, I come bottom. We get a kill onto this Kunkka. Give a little bit of space to Monet now, which is great. He needs to get closer and closer to that level 6, kind of amplify his farming speed. But it's going to be the 6-minute rune here, and it is going to be topside, so they have protected for the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That will go the way of heroic. It's an invis though, not the most impactful, like 6-minute rune, I'd suppose, right?
He is level 6 though, so we'll see if he wants to show up somewhere invis. He's gonna activate it right away, go top. It is annoying because you still walk at like your normal moving speed, but if you catch someone off guard, they hate Mars. They want to kill him again.
Oh, yeah, too close to the tower. Ends up popping the invis. He's just gonna walk back mid. I mean, he has double bracer and a Lotus. Like, this guy is very difficult to bring down right now. I'm not that surprised that they just decide to back away, but bottom, they brought NTS here. The Puck with the coil coming out right away, and with that, Divine Llama, he might just die back to back. He's trying to just clean up what CS he can before he falls, but one more auto attack from the Puck. It's not gonna be enough, but they will eventually finish him off. So Divine Llama doing his best here, dies, kill going the way of the Puck. And that will be your Wisdom Runes being stolen, though. So KJ uses that time to grab the Wisdom Rune top lane. They will grab a kill onto Schofield. K1 tried to chase down Bobica, can't do it. So some nice plays around the map here from IG.
And there's been constant action. We're at 9 kills, 7 minutes in. There's a lot going on. I feel like this is the right vibe for South American teams. They tend to play more aggressive. Going for a lot of lane counter matchups and doing a lot of these early active plays. And many times we see Chinese teams take a little slower of an approach. So I wonder if they're going to get thrown off their usual tempo, although they're not too far behind right now. Just 1K, not the end of the world.
I just heard like a dragon roar and I was very confused, and it was the Radiant Ancient Dragon that's on there, and I was very confused. I was like, what is that noise? X-Nova in some trouble here. Gets sprouted up. They do get the disruption, but Schofield, great Earth Spike from the low ground will help grab themselves another kill. I mean, and this This Shadow Demon is really struggling, man. He has 1,000 gold to his name.
It's a sad time to be a Shadow Demon. But I think he'll be okay. I think he should just pivot to stacking, and he'll catch up that way. You get the XP from the golden XP from the stacks you made, but also because of course farming it frees up a lane for you to sit in and catch up, which I do think they're gonna have to think about it, because the Wisdom Rune steals by KJ really do hurt your XP.
They want K1. Top lane, they're bringing in the heroes. Bobico with a Hex. They've got NTS here as well. The TP's coming in from the line. Is it going to be enough to save him? The silence perfectly placed. Great chain stun here. KJ comes in as well as Analog, and Bobica just gets destroyed. Rolling Thunder available. They will drop the coil instead. Schofield gets the Hex, catches the puck. Can they make the space? He's got the Finger of Death. Drops him super low. He will take the John to the other side, and NTS will survive.
Radiant's middle tower.
I think he should be out. They have no vision of him at the moment. Very nice play there from NTS.
Yeah, he's gonna roam around these backwoods for a little bit, but it's hard to find you here, and he'll eventually just TP out. Or maybe he's gonna wait to cut the wave. He's actually still hanging around here.
He's just gonna farm a bit and then TP home, it looks like. So Analog doing a lot of damage on this Pango already with the 4-point swash, but he doesn't even have his diffusal, and that is going to be a big item pickup for him. He still needs about 1,000 gold, but I feel like that is going to be a pretty huge power spike with how fast it seems like, or with how much like aggression Heroic are already playing with, it seems. But bottom lane, looking for another. God Strength comes out. Monet on top of Kunkka. Can they bring him down in time? He's got a boat. He's got a torrent, but it's just too fast. The Mask of Madness doing its work. Great kill there for the side of G2.iG.
Yeah, Monet at the top of the net worth. He is strong. You don't always see Sven's get involved in kills, but currently 2-0-1, and now going to start working on some stacks. He is going to hit his timings real quickly.
You mentioned it, man. You're like, will this Shadow Demon recover? Well, there's apparently a couple triple and a double stack. Monet does have a ward there that protects him just barely as he sees Analog coming up onto the high ground. He will end up getting the stack stolen here, but you do have a Wrath of Nature available and a Rolling Thunder. This is a really scary fight for IG. Is on the backside. There it is. The Wrath of Nature comes through, hits a lot, but you haven't managed to find any kills yet. And NTS now, he's looking for an opening. The arena comes out. They've trapped the Pango. They get a Chrono onto the backside. There's like 4 different fights happening. As it will end up being a 2-for-1 at the moment, favoring the side of G2.iG. That Rolling Thunder just not hitting the mark.
Yeah, it's tough to hit a hero like Puck. So I don't think, I can't even remember who got the stack in the end. That kind of determines who came out ahead there. There's fights literally everywhere. But I think Heroic feels like they don't like losing the heroes, but that was an aggressive play. They like messed up Sven's farming a little bit. K1 got a kill, didn't die. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it was a very, very wonky engagement, but as you see the replay there, like they managed to isolate the 2 supports on the backside, and getting those kills I think is quite nice. If Schofield managed to get in range and get the finger off, it's a very different, fight. So ends up being quite nice. Sven still top of the net worth. I will say Kunkka did take the bottom tower in that meantime. He's level 9 now on his way to his Aghanim Scepter. Already has 2 components, so he's doing quite well. He's only about 1,800, 1,700 gold away. As we're gonna see a smoke out to the top lane, looking for K1 here, and they should, the smoke pops, just barely the coils off the mark. K1, he's still in trouble though, as there's gonna be the demonic purge, there's gonna be the arena. He doesn't have the mana for the spear, he gets X'd away. The disruption ends up actually saving K1. The Wrath of Nature doing work, takes down the Shadow Shaman. JT's just trying to hobble away here. X Nova on the other side, he's getting chased down from a Pango. It's only a matter of time. This Mars has nothing left in the tank here. He just needs one more auto attack. Oh, good spear. Time walk in 1. And there it is. Goes to K1. I think that was a misclick on the disruption. I'm not sure. That was very close. Dude, NTS actually caught out as well. He has an orb in 1.
Radiant's
They're chasing. It's gonna be hard for him to get out of this. He's just
He
not
hits
hoping
the
for the
swash,
TP.
yeah.
Oh yeah, good swash from Analog. Heroic, very happy with how that went. That was an G2.iG gank, leading to a bunch of kills for Heroic. You're very happy with that.
Is that a 4 for O? Did they lose anything on Heroic? I don't think they did.
I don't think so. And K1 just went straight back to farming.
They're looking for K1 again bottom, but don't manage to connect. And now that he has Chrono up, this might be their turn to get aggressive. They have an Orchid on KJ, just completed. You have Finger of Death available still for Schofield. So this is a very scary part of the map to be around if you're G2IG now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, they just portal to the top lane and drop the wards. They're like, all right, yeah, we actually don't want to fight. Forget this.
Structures are fortified.
Yeah, I think after that last fight, maybe you're reevaluating how strong you feel. Let's just take the free objectives while we can. And it's one of the strengths of Shadow Shaman, right? If you get a moment next to a tier 1 tower, it's pretty much yours.
Radiant's middle tower. is
Man,
under
these
attack.
team fights are going to be a lot more difficult for G2IG once this Aghanim Scepter from the Kunkka comes out. We haven't even seen him participate in the last 2 fights, right? But
Radiant's middle
almost
tower
managed to
is under
find
attack.
NTS here in the mid lane as KJ was ready to wrap around as well.
Yeah, Heroic has some nice timings coming up here. KJ has finished his Orchid Rush. No brown boots, nothing like that. Orchid as fast as possible. The Aghanims on Kunkka, on not quite there, but like 800 gold means like in a minute or two. Schofield's pretty close to a blink. So there's a lot of nice timings for them coming up here. And we'll see them, I imagine, start to try to make some of the plays of their own, take more of these towers.
Yeah, I think we do have we have 2 blink timings coming up on the side of G2IG as well, right? Mars only about 100 gold off of his, maybe 50 gold now, and the Sven, he's going to grab it as well here very soon, less than 200 away. So we're going to see potentially this double blink out from G2IG, and then it really comes down to who gets the initiation, right? If you manage to open the fight with like this blink spear, you know, on this Faceless Void, and the Sven follow up, right, with Blink God Strength, you probably kill him.
Yeah, triple blink, actually. I see Puck has one queued up too. So, yeah, I think Sven brings all the damage you need right now. So, Mars and Puck can just look for these backlines, the supports, or the Faceless Void, the Pango. Like, if you just delete any of those heroes, it really does change how the rest of the fight will go.
They're looking for Monet. They see these heroes bottom under a ward, and they just immediately use it to capitalize onto the Sven. The Finger of Death comes out as well, and that will be a dead Sven. Dude, that ward on the bottom side of the map just absolutely owned them. They do manage to find the Pango, though. The blink comes out, the arena, the drop of the wards as well. So it ends up being a pretty good find. K1 drops the Chrono, catches the puck. Can they find the kill, though? He's got no cooldowns. The time dilation just doing work is now JT trying to hobble away. No blink dagger available. Hits the God's Rebuke. There's going to be the X out from Divine Llama as well. Even the rotation in here from KJ's. He's looking for more. Won't find it, but that is 3 heroes across the map, and it's the big ones, too.
Yeah, G2IG just had to commit all of their big spells to kill the Pango, and it's a great kill, but you compare that to how Heroic killed Monet, it was just a lot of low cooldown stuff, and so that allowed them to then rotate into this. Sure, Pango died, but now we come in, we have our big spells, and I feel like all these fights lately are going Heroic's way.
Yeah. They also cleaned up every single one of the wards and a D and like the shaman wards, and they got a D ward on the high ground there. So it's like insult to injury, right? Like it just gets worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised he picked up the wisdom rune here on the Pango, but it's like one of those things where it's like if it's sat this long, maybe you leave it if you don't really need it, but another smoke rotation. They want to just get active here. They're looking. They will potentially grab Divine Llama. They didn't quite see him, though. As Analog, they've got their sights. That's going to be Divine Llama that breaks the smoke. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. Can they get him the space he needs? He needs to get the boat. He needs to get the Torch Storm off as well, and he does. It's going to be just enough space, and KJ just slaps down the Shadow Demon. And another disaster for G2IG. They can't connect on anything.
Yeah, the problem for them in that one is that you just mentioned, like, they just lost observers and wards. So that was a blind smoke, and they ended up finding someone, but it's near the enemy tier 2. So people just rotate in, and they can turn that around. So G2.iG really fighting an uphill battle here. They know they need to find pickoffs to come back in, but they don't have great vision for it.
You can see the impact, or I guess like, yeah, I'll say, okay, impact might be the right word. You can see the impact of Shadow Demon having such a rough start right now, because the difference is that KJ sees him, teleports in, hits him with the Orchid at the beginning of every single fight, and then it's just Curse and Nature's Wrath. Just instantly kills the hero. Like, he actually can't survive a single set of spells from this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and the other side of that is KJ having such a good game, starting that bottom lane, but rotating top so many times has put Mars off of his game. We see Mars at the bottom of net worths for his team, so he doesn't have the items he would like to, you know, try to find these fights, make it a little easier for himself. KJ has his Orchid so quickly, like you said, just killing Shadow Demon. So really nice pickup and utilization of the Nature's Prophet from Heroic so far, which I think really fits their style. Like, while K1 is farming, you want everyone else to be pretty active early on, and Nature's just seems like a great hero for this team.
They will have the BKB for Monet here fairly soon, and I think that is a absolutely essential pickup if you want to be able to find any kill here, right? The amount of, like, I guess, counter initiation from Heroic, if you're not able to hold down the Kunkka or hold down this Pango, like, you're just going to get hexed up, you're going to get stunned, and it's just going to be too much.
Yeah, they actually could have killed that Kunkka in that smoke attempt, but Pango roll did disrupt the Sven. So yeah, with the BKB, they should be able to finish off whoever they find.
Actually, just really like this smoke rotation as well. I mean, these two, you're like, oh, it's only these two heroes, like they don't have the damage, but there's a Nature's Prophet here with a smoke on his courier, just delivering another one to Schofield. He can join at any moment, right, with that teleport and into that Orchid. So they just want to secure this mid lane, it seems. Grab this tier 1 tower. I'm surprised it's been alive this long. Like, typically you'd want to grab this tower pre 20 minutes, but it has been a struggle.
There's just been so many fights everywhere else on the map. they haven't had time to come down just the mid lane like usual. But yeah, finally grabbing it here at 20 minutes. 21-minute runes coming up here. We'll see if any team makes a move for it to, you know, steal a Tormentor, take those wisdoms, but I don't think they're quite in position for it.
Sometimes, like, if you're Nature's Prophet, you want to get like a ward placed at the enemy Tormentor at the 20 minutes, just so that you can go for like a Wrath of Nature's play. Typically, your Nature's Prophet wouldn't be level 12, but he's relatively close. So if they manage to get a ward down there, he does have like the one on the high ground scouting the Ancients, but not the one by the Tormentor. Oh, bottom lane, they actually managed to find Analog here. Bobica, a great use of that blink reveal, but here comes K1. He gets a great Kono onto 2, but a good arena out from JT. He manages to turn around. KJ comes in with the Orchid as well, doing some work, but you've got to save this Faceless Void. You're fighting under the enemy teleport point, but it doesn't matter. IG's just getting crushed here. JT falls next. It's a 3-for-0 as X-Nova, he's got nowhere to go. He is just food for this Heroic lineup.
That was such a good chrono. It locked everyone down, and they could cancel the teleports, but they definitely lose the fight, so they have to finish the teleport into chrono. Honestly, a great spear response from JT. If they weren't so far behind, I think that could actually work out for them. But we're seeing, you know what happens when you fall behind, the fights become harder, and so Heroic just comes out ahead on that. Now they're just gonna grab Aegis here, uncontested.
Yeah, it's like this fight would have been so much worse too if NTS didn't have an illusion rune, right? Because Nature's Prophet, as you can see, he comes in, he instantly orchids the puck to try and just prevent him from having any impact, but he had the illusion rune able to dispel. But at that point, like you said, the chrono just prevented G2.iG from doing anything. Mid lane, they are going to try and punish Kunkka. They do manage to get him, but you gotta be a little bit careful. Monet is very strong, still has that BKB.
Yeah, I think he's trying to push the limits. Push the limits while he's got that god strength. He knows they're behind. Oh man, even going behind the tier 2, that's scary. He's really pushing the limits. Sometimes you got to do this though, I think. As you start falling behind, if you play the same way like standard Dota, you're gonna lose the standard game plan. So sometimes you got to take these risks.
Analog has been found bottom. In comes the Nature's Prophet, this Orchid that will be able to buy him some space, and there's the Rolling Thunder. KJ gonna lose his life as a result, as Bobica will barely survive. Thank you to that stick. So ends up being a really good grab. Get Rolling
These are really
Thunder,
nice
you get the
plays.
Nature's Prophet.
Dire's bottom
And 2 towers. All right, these are great responses from G2.iG.
Yeah, even though Heroic has the Aegis, they're recognizing, hey, he chronoed us earlier. Sure, he has the Aegis. He doesn't want to fight yet. He wants to wait till Chronosphere. So let's try to kill some heroes. Let's try to get something back from this. And sometimes it works out where even if he has Chronosphere and Aegis, but you have a teammate dead, it's like, well, kind of got to wait for that guy, right? So if you can keep finding these pickoffs, that puts you in a great spot to delay the value of the Aegis. But looks like Heroic's going to respawn now, and they're smoking up before G2.iG can continue that trend.
Really good ward placement there, though. Just sees the smoke coming. NTS hiding in the trees, but KJ's open on the backside. He will see him. There's going to be the Orchid, the Sprout, and the damage, dude. It's just so much.
Support kill
KJ
right there.
is just reading him like a book. Curse the Old Growth is one hell of a spell.
Dude, it's so much damage along with this Orchid. Lion wasn't even necessary, but he came in and was like, hey,
Yeah.
I need a finger stack. Yeah, I'm just guaranteeing this pot kill, you know, guys. I'm helping out here.
middle tower is
I guess it's like maybe you I mean, you don't know the Shadow Demon could be hiding, get the disruption, right? It's like just 100% get the kill. Don't risk it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, they're going to feel comfortable pushing up here now with Puck dead. Puck does, yeah, I mean, Puck died without being able to use anything. So they're going to be a little bit careful as Puck gets close to respawning. You don't want to, you know, feed away any advantage here. 7K is pretty comfortable, but it's like one bad fight and it just throws the game right back to G2.iG. So you gotta be a little disciplined here.
under attack.
They got a good scan here from the Dire, kind of guessing where this Sven is going to be. They obviously don't know where that the Shadow Shaman is there with him, but they had a little bit of an idea, right? Like Sven's been keeping this top lane cut and kind of just farming safely on his side of the map.
Radiant's top
They
tower
don't
is
have
under attack.
any more creeps coming though, so this tier 2 on the top side not really a threat anymore.
Seeds of fortune.
Dude, this dragon, why does it keep randomly yelling? Do you hear that? Am I crazy?
No, it does. He's excited to be in the game. He's a new cosmetic. He wants to join in. He's like, guys, it's 11 to 22 at 25 minutes. It's so action packed.
It's the new announcer pack, you know? It's similar.
Yeah.
Instead of like, dude, I would be so down for a Primal Beast announcer pack. All it does is just yell every time something happens. That's it.
that'd be
Just
good.
big roars.
Yeah.
Someone make it happen.
All right, they got 1 minute left on Aegis. They want to make sure that they get something out of it. I mean, they got a couple towers, but they're going to chip away at this tier 3. It's a good use of this. Sometimes if you like go for the high ground right away, like with 5 minutes on the Aegis, but you lose it right away, it feels like a little bit of a waste. So 4 minutes of it farming, but they're actually going to fall back and just try to find a kill.
Yeah, he managed to see JT, and obviously he doesn't have blink up, but just slightly too far away, so
Dire are
he's gonna be
scanning.
fine. The other thing too, the Wrath of Nature will still hit units like detected by the Curse of the Old Growth, right? Since they're like still in vision, right? Or did they not? I don't know.
Pretty sure. You'd think I would know that guaranteed as a Nature's Prophet spammer, but
Oh, they go in, they get the Shadow Demon right away. NTS, he's okay for the moment, but it's going to be this Kunk on the backside you got to be careful about. He gets the boat off, though. He's alive. A great spear and a great arena here from JT, trying to salvage this fight as K1's just watching while his team gets beat down. A great Sprout, though, from JT, or from KJ, just blocks him in completely.
Heroic gonna be feeling good about that. They didn't even need the Aegis for that, and now they're gonna come back to high ground.
Radiant's middle
If they
You
thought
didn't
we
have
had
to
to
spend
back
chrono
off and
either.
wait, yeah, they thought we had to go wait for the second Aegis, but they had to just take an amazing fight here, and the tier 3 is gonna fall here. They'll probably get 1 barracks. People might respawn in time to defend without losing the whole set, especially if they commit the fortify.
Radiant structures
Yeah,
are
I feel like you probably commit for the ranged, and then you leave, would be my guess.
Yeah,
Especially with the bonus damage on the Nature's Prophet here. Like he can, well, okay, they are going to back. They don't want to fight the puck.
They're gonna play it
They
safe.
also don't see Sven, I suppose.
Yeah, Sven's getting scary. He has his Crystallis, and he actually finished the Daedalus. It's not with him yet, but that is a way to always throw against a Sven. Is you group up just once into a huge AOE stun crit combo. So
I will say K1 is getting kind of scary. He's on his way to a Lincoln Sphere as well, which there's not a lot of. It's like. Lincoln's super value this game, right? It doesn't protect you against the puck spells, the arena, the spear, but it does block things like Hex, Shackles, Stormhammer, and Disruption and Demonic Purge, which are all really, really good spells to block.
Yeah, one of the reasons I felt good about G2.iG's game is this Shadow Demon response to Faceless Void. When Faceless Void jumps in Chronos, if he's not BKB'd, you can disrupt him, and if not him, you can disrupt one ally. But he's been having a rough time. He does have his Aether Lens to make it a little easier to find those saves. But now, like with this Lincoln's coming online, you pretty much cannot disrupt or ult this Faceless Void, or it's just hard for you. And you can try to save a teammate at best. But if someone else is catching the Shadow Demon, which has happened a lot this game,
you don't get there. I mean, Bobica, he gets caught off by the Hex. He just turns around with their BKB. K1 just gets himself the kill, and JT is trapped. They will chrono for good measure. Dude, okay, I need to bring something to light here because K1's courier is currently dead, and the Nature's Prophet TPs to base, picks up his Lincolns, teleports out, and delivers it seconds before this fight happens.
Dude, that's awesome. And we also see
so wild.
We also see the Sanj buff come into play there, the Sanj Yasha, because that chain stun combo, the Hex that did go off into the spear, it ended just in time for him to pop his BKB. So that's the status resistance. Those small numbers, they matter.
Dude, I was surprised they added 5% status resistance because this item, I remember back in the day, right, it was 25% at one point, but then there was also the Satanic stacking buff for it, and it's like that patch was miserable. Like we can all agree that patch was bad, but they added it back, and now Sanj is going to be a pretty major component in, I think, a lot of carries, especially as the 25% slows you down. Dude, this Wrath of Nature causing some problems here. Monet's God Strength is just being completely wasted, and here comes Analog. Monet in some trouble, but they managed to get on top of Bobica. K1, he gets time walks it off. He's out, baby. And now you're Sven. He's in a lot of trouble, man. Completely isolated from his team and brought down. Double kill for the Faceless Void. You've caught JT as well. KJ has just had his number this whole game.
He needs some big crits there to kill K1, but not quite enough.
He's hard to kill.
Yep, not quite enough. Heroic is now going to push up here. They don't feel the need to get Roshan quite yet. They're going to go get this tier 3 tower. If buybacks come out, they might back off and just wait for Aegis, but
you have
they won't even
Arena,
have spells. Yeah, they won't even have God Strength, and I don't think you can win a fight.
Yeah.
You need God Strength. You need some broken RNG. Crits every hit at this point on that Daedalus.
I mean, you can see this the effect of this Lincoln Sphere, because typically, like, Shadow Shaman goes in, and you're gonna get like 8 seconds of disable onto a hero almost, right? But now it's just gonna be the shackle duration, right? Because he has to Hex to break it. You can't. It's not like you're gonna be able to Aether Shock then Hex. Like, there's just no way. Like, he's gonna respond too quickly. So you're losing your Hex duration, and that shackle is only going to last like 3 seconds, right? You're losing 25% of that duration.
Yeah, literally 1 second off, which is, it's fantastic for you. You're like, can he kill me in 3 seconds? I don't think he can. I'm pretty farmed. So great itemized. Oh, he even has a butterfly now.
Yeah,
so
just got it.
Yeah, so now Sven, let's see what he's going for the Satanic into Harpoon. He's not going to have this True Strike. So it's looking really impossible to kill K1 right now.
Yep. So now your choice is try to kill someone else, right? But you're also dealing with a Kunkka who has almost 4,000 HP now that he has his Bloodstone and a Halberd completed, so he also has 25% evasion. Or the Pangolier who has a Lincoln's now. So you're dealing with a lot of survivable tanky cores on the side of Heroic. The Roche goes down. G2.iG are smoked. They wanted to try and cut it off, but they do not make it in time, and they have to just back away.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't even know if you can go for someone else, because at this point you need to commit a lot of heroes to get these kills, which means you're all clumping up for the Chronosphere. So they kind of need to find pickoffs. They need to see heroics split up on the map. Maybe some Nature's Prophet kills. You know, he's probably like split pushing a little bit. I think they need to find some of this stuff, because I think at this point any 5-on-5 is pretty much going heroics way.
Dude, these 300 AoE torrents are going to be pretty scary, I think. I'm looking at this, I'm like, huh, Bloodstone is a cool build on this hero as opposed to like rushing the Octarine, right? Which is like one of the other, you know, things that people would do. But I kind of like this idea.
I love it. I love the water park build.
Tower has fallen.
Well, Orchid's caught the puck. He has a BKB. He's going to have to use it, dude. He's taking what? The damage from KJ. Oh my goodness. Almost kills him alone. On the top side of the map, though, they just get a free 2 kills as the Chrono comes in from K1. He just dives into the base, gets him. They force the buyback onto the Shadow Demon.
That
still got an
might
Aegis.
be an opportunity with Chronosphere down. It is still tough into the Aegis.
You have to get like a Blink Spear back. Oh, the Hex! It catches the Mars. The BKB out from K1 right away as JT is just getting beat down up to the high ground thanks to the Ogre Seal. Schofield on the backside will fall to NTS, but he just gets bashed instead, and in comes Monet. He's trying to take down KJ. He's tanky, but he can survive, and now Monet needs to find his way back into the base, but you're fighting through a flurry of spells as here comes the Water Park baby. Divine Llama throws him into the air, takes him down. 5 dead. A buyback's not going to be enough, and the GG gets called. Heroic grab game 1 here in this series.